Hi, this is Tony.
This is Sean. Welcome back to another episode of Tales of the Small Town Bartender. Let's do this little dance. We got a sponsor dance. We actually
Oh,
have a
that's it.
sponsor.
We
That's,
do, yes.
we got a sponsor dance. We'll talk more about Dubby a little bit later at the end of the show. We got some surprise for you today. Thanks for tuning in. Tony was able to interview a very interesting gentleman who owned a bar in the early '80s, and we'll get to him. We'll plug the interview in the middle of the show here, and stay tuned because some of the stories he has are very interesting. One of them absolutely turned my stomach, but I don't want to spoil
Oh,
anything. Yeah, that was
I
bad.
know, I know which one.
You know, pranks go at small bars, and
Yeah.
that was woo.
hmm
But great story though. I mean, great story. But so we got some cleanup to do from last episode.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Seattle apparently is not in Oregon. Thank you, Sean, again, geographical moron.
Well,
Um,
I never catch it during the show. I always catch it
no.
after. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I'm so
Did he
sure
just
of
say that?
myself.
And then I rewind it and I'm like, and I didn't catch that.
I'm I'm so sure of myself during the show. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been to Seattle and Oregon, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, and sorry Oregon, but I still wouldn't move there.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
I wouldn't either.
So that's done, and then also got to talk about bagged milk, right? So
Bagged milk.
yeah, I teased it at the end of the show last week, talking about
Yeah.
Canada.
Yes. With
Insists
the
on packaging its milk in bags.
I remember that, yes.
So the whole world is content with cartons and jugs, but Canada. So according to this article I found, it's a combination of what they call practicality, efficiency, and tradition. So bagged milk apparently offers several advantages over its counterparts. So it reduces packaging waste, which okay, great, everybody's all about that. It's easier to store and increased flexibility in portion sizes. And apparently it makes a very satisfying sound when you slide the plastic bag into the
Oh,
container with the
this
dispenser on
this sounds better.
it. Oh yes, what are we drinking?
This is a peach burst truly.
Let's hear the report.
Ooh, that was good.
So satisfying. So satisfying.
So wait,
Love
now
that.
these bags of milk, are they like individual serving size?
No, it's like a big bag of milk. Like a
How do
gallon.
you pour it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they
How
had
do you
you,
pour
you
that?
put it in a container with a spigot and then you
Oh,
just pour it on the spigot. So,
oh, okay, I get it. Okay.
yeah. Step 1, retrieve the milk bag from its fridge. Gently slide the bag into the pitcher, ensuring it reaches the bottom with a satisfying schlunk. The
Mhm.
crucial part is give the pitcher a firm thump or tap to settle the milk into place. And when you opt for a gentle tap or a hearty thump, the goal remains unchanged. Ensure the bag is snugly nestled in the container. Stand back and admire your handiwork. The milk bag is now securely nestled in this container, ready to be poured at a moment's notice. So there you
So
go.
they're just reducing waste pretty much because you're keeping that container for
Yes.
refills. Yes, and then you're
Yeah.
just throwing a little bag out.
Yeah, so you have the little bag, and then you can just crumple it up and throw it away, as opposed to the
Some
big gallon jugs we have.
I know people here that they actually come to the bar that don't like to buy their milk in plastic. They like the paper carton.
I don't, man, I haven't seen a paper carton outside of half and half in,
Really?
gosh, years.
Oh, Stewart's here still sells it in the paper carton, the cardboard carton, whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Stewart's is solid.
A waxed paper, whatever.
But yeah, that was
Yeah.
just something I tripped across while doing some research for the show and thought that was pretty interesting and thought we'd talk about it a little bit. And there you have it. So
Yeah.
how's your week been, by the way?
Good.
Yeah? Keeping
Good.
busy?
It's really slow this time of year for me.
Is it?
Well, not at the
Everybody's
bar.
outside.
Well, everybody's outside. Yeah, the paint classes have distilled to the minimum. I've been canceling classes left and right, but that gives me vacation time in the summer. So
Yeah, I can't complain about that. Although the hit to the income kind of sucks. I would hate that.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, I kind of prepare a little bit for it because I know, you know,
I
like I
went.
I pay for our vacation in February so that now I don't have to pay for it now. You know.
Yeah, sure, certainly. Yeah, check. Got that. I was able to go out to a very, very underrated vacation spot, and I know New Yorkers, their favorite pastime, other than leaving the state of New York, is going to Martha's Vineyard, the Outer Islands, the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and Florida.
Mm, yeah.
So basically, the I-95 meltdown. But
Hmm.
I went to a very underrated vacation spot that a lot of people overlook, and that's Virginia Beach,
Oh yeah, I've been
Virginia.
there.
Wonderful place. Absolutely love and enjoy that. And I don't know if we've done Virginia as one of our random states yet, but
I think we did. Let
did
me look.
we? I would
I think so.
definitely move there.
Vermont. Oh, we did West Virginia.
West Virginia. We didn't do Virginia yet.
Yeah.
So
No, we didn't do
when that
Virginia.
comes up, I have an answer for that because we were able to spend a week there, and
Yeah.
great restaurants, wonderful beaches. It's not completely overrun. I mean, school was still in at the time, but such a great relaxing time. So yeah, look up Virginia Beach. They got a super nice aquarium. They got all the stuff that Florida has with the boat rides and the dolphins and uh, great shit. Just great stuff. You
They
can
just
go
don't.
behind the boat with the parachute. Have you ever seen these guys?
Oh, the
Yeah,
parasailing stuff.
they got
Yeah.
that. They tow you out over the ocean, and you're like, ah.
Yeah. I don't know if I would do that. Did you
I'm
do
on the
it?
fence. I did not, but I'm
No.
on the fence about it. So
I
maybe. But
don't think I would. I don't know. I'm so weird around water. I don't
are
know.
you?
Yeah, I wouldn't go jet skiing or like I don't know.
I
I don't know.
got to see a really cool thing. Went to a beach and was sitting there just on the beach, and a pod of dolphins was out probably 50, 100 yards from shore, and you could see them jumping out of the water and doing all kinds of cool dolphin stuff. But then I started noticing something. They were hunting, and
No.
there was a long line, like 50-yard long line of disturbed water. And then if you look really close, you can see little tiny fishies jumping out of it. And what the dolphins did, and I've seen orcas do this on like National Geographic, but I'd never seen this in real life. And the dolphins were like rounding them up and then scaring them to the surface and then
Oh wow.
basically jumping into the pile of fish and just chowing down. It was the coolest thing, and it went on for like hours. They were just having
Wow.
a field day. It was the neatest thing. But anyway, yeah.
How
So
close were you to them?
probably 50, 100 yards away, and I was right on the surf, so I was right there. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Wow.
So and the other thing happening in my life, and do you know how to tell when somebody is doing or somebody is a vegetarian?
They tell you.
Yeah, they tell you. Probably in the first 5 minutes of meeting you, they'll mention this. Oh, I'm a vegan, but
Yes.
I've been doing the animal diet. Are you familiar with this?
No.
So the animal carnivore diet is what it's called.
Carnivore diet.
So what the carnivore diet is basically you eat meat and nothing but meat,
Oh,
and it's
I don't know
supposed.
how good that is. You just had a colonoscopy. What's wrong with you?
Oh, believe me, I'm clean. Whew, whew. Uh, so you eat meat, and I mean you can eat vegetables and fruit, and there's different degrees of it. People go, insane with it.
Okay.
So eat vegetables and meat and fruit. You're trying to
So no carbs.
cut down on carbs as much as possible, which I do within a reasonable amount. Probably eating 90% less carbs than I normally did. And let me tell you what, I feel like $1 million freaking.
Yeah. Huh.
No shit. So
See,
weird.
I tried keto, which is similar to that, fruit in that because it's got the sugar.
Yeah,
But
sugar. Yeah,
keto's no carbs, no
yeah.
sugar, just meat, vegetables, and fat, cheese
Hmm.
and that. And I did great for the first 7 days. First 7, 8 days, I did great, and I lost like 11 pounds in that
Wow.
7, 8 days.
Holy
Swear to
mackerel.
God.
That's awesome.
But the next day, I was so sick. My blood sugar dropped so low. My blood sugar was 49 because I didn't eat carbs for 7, 8 days.
Yeah.
And I'm not on medicine or nothing. I was borderline diabetic, so I know how to do the diabetic diet because I had gestational diabetes at one point when I was pregnant,
Yeah.
but I don't have it now. But I was borderline with my A1C, so I was doing the low carb diet, but the no carb diet, my body does not like that.
So
I had literally had to go eat carbs to feel better.
yeah, they do mention that there's something called like the carb sickness or the sugar sickness or something. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
But
it felt like I had the flu. It was
yeah,
so
yeah,
bad.
that's it. That's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. And
Yep.
they say basically you just power through that and you'll be fine on the
Oh
other
God.
side. But
No,
yeah,
I've tried it twice. I tried it twice, and
oh yeah, if
I
if
can't
not
get
you, it's
past
not for
that.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do talk about that. The sickness, like the flu-like symptoms and stuff.
Mm.
And yeah, they say just power through it, you'll be fine, blah blah blah. But I get some
Yeah.
people,
Okay.
yeah, whatever. You don't have
No,
to
I
put up
don't
with
like
it.
that feeling.
I haven't had that thankfully. But man, my joints hurt less. Uh,
Mm.
I'm more alert. I don't have brain fog.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just
Wow.
yeah, it's incredible. Just the feeling. It's anxiety's lower. Just pretty awesome. So
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, enough about that. So I'm going to keep up with that and just see where it takes me, and let's see. I haven't seen any weight loss from it yet, but like I said, the mental and physical feelings are definitely improved. So stay tuned, more to come. My name's Sean. I'm a vegan. No, I'm
Oh, geez. You're opposite of vegan.
not. Somebody's
Opposite.
got to make up for those people. So
Yeah.
anyway, we are called Tales of a Small Town Bartender. So how about we have some tales from a small town bartender? So we have uh, David in a pre-recorded interview with Miss Tony. And
Yes.
what can you say about David? I liked the interview. I listened to it. It's a good interview. Has some interesting stories. And David owned a bar, and he does explain this in the interview that we'll toss to here. Owned a bar in the 1980s when he was, I think he said he's 20 years old at the time.
20.
Drinking
Yes.
age was 18. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And he
So
said there were all 18 to 20-year-olds in the bar all the time.
in the
So,
80s, no cell
and they,
phones,
yeah.
all kinds of
I
trouble.
think I,
But
I think I mentioned that too.
we'll let David tell the story. So
Yeah.
Tony, you and David can take it away.
Hi, David. How are you?
Good. And yourself?
I am good. I hear you were a bartender
Bartender and owner.
and owner. Okay. How long did you own a bar for?
Just for 2 years.
Okay. How long did you bartend?
Just same, 2 years.
Oh yeah. So this is all about bartender stories here. So
Okay.
I hear you have some stories.
Well, it was kind of a wild place. It was kind of like
Yeah.
a no holds barred wild, wild west thing.
Oh, Wild West. That's awesome. That's awesome, really. So what kind of things happen there?
Well, we've had motorcycles in the bar,
In the
snowmobiles in the
bar.
bar.
Oh wow. Okay.
We had shooting gallery in the bar with a muzzle loader.
Like
It
a
was
real
just-
gun?
Yes.
You were shooting real bullets, real muzzle loader, real ammo?
Yes, we were.
Wow. That sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, it was, well, we were all 18 to 20. I owned the bar when I was 20 years old.
Okay.
So it was like 18 to 22 years old group. So we didn't really care
Okay.
about much other than having a good time. So, like I say, and for the motorcycles and the snowmobiles to get into the bar, they had to go up 3 steps to get into the bar. So
Yeah.
they'd come in and they'd drive around the pool table and then go back out. And then we had the snowmobile in there. It was too cold for the guy to work on it outside, so he brought it in and tore it apart right in the bar as the bar was still open.
Was this a big bar? Is there a lot of area?
It was a pretty good sized bar. Yep.
Wow. I can't
And then,
imagine, because I bartend, and I can't imagine a snowmobile being worked on in the bar that I work at. There'd be no room, you know?
Yeah, as people were still drinking right in the bar.
Wow.
And it was really like, to us, it was nothing out of the ordinary. It was just something you never knew what was going to happen.
Wow.
The thing with the gun, we were standing outside. It started out we were shooting. A bunch of guys got done deer hunting with bows and arrows, and they brought it. We were all standing around outside, and if you look straight up from the opening of our bar, there was a thing on the roof, like a small ball up there for some reason. And we decided that we were going to try to hit that thing. So we're shooting arrows, not thinking, we're shooting arrows straight up in the air, and they're coming straight down. It took us a while to figure out that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. So we decided to go inside and shoot the arrows. We put a target up on one end of the building and shot from the doorway. And then the guy that I owned the bar with said, I can top that. And he went back in the other room and got his gun, the muzzle loader, and shot that at the target.
Oh, wow.
So, and then...
That is crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, you didn't know what was going to happen from minute to minute almost. It was just, we didn't care. We were young and, you know.
Yeah. Did you sell the bar?
I ended up, I sold it back to my partner because I ended up getting married, and I just decided that wasn't a place to raise kids in that.
My son. Okay. So what made you want to buy a bar when you were 20 years old? I know the drinking age was lower back then.
Yes, it was 18, and I was hanging out at, as most 18-year-olds kids did back, in the bar, and I thought, boy, that seems like the easiest job in the world to do. So I thought, I'm gonna buy a bar.
It is not easy.
No, I learned that very fast as I was putting in probably 13-hour shifts 7 days a week.
Oh, wow.
It was just my partner and I were bartending, and that was it. We ran the whole thing. We never closed. We never closed for 2 years.
Really?
So yeah, it was a grind.
No holidays, nothing.
Yeah, and seeing the same people every day.
Yeah.
I learned very fast that it was not a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
As a career.
Yeah.
I just got wore out fast working that many hours.
Oh yeah. Yes, I only do it part-time, thank God. I don't own the bar. I just work there. The
Yeah.
owner is going to be 87 years old
Oh, really?
next weekend. This weekend coming up, he'll be 87. I think he's
Oh, my
87 or maybe
goodness.
88. I have to check that. He's either 87 or 88 this weekend.
Oh, wow.
I've been there 20 years. He doesn't bartend anymore. He used to.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
hasn't bartended the whole time I've been there. I've been there 20 years.
Oh, you've
So,
been bartending a long time then, haven't you?
yes, I have.
You've probably got a few stories yourself, huh?
I do. That's why I have this podcast. But yeah, I mean, I'm only there 2 days a week now, and just because I'm kind of helping him out because he doesn't have people to work for him, and still, every time I work, something happens. Every time, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, sometimes it gets to the point like, oh my God, what's going to happen next?
Exactly. We have also had motorcycles in the bar, but we haven't had snowmobiles in the bar. We only have. They don't drive the motorcycles in. They brought them in just because they didn't want to leave them out in the parking lot overnight, and we, they were drunk. They didn't want to ride home.
These were driven right in.
Yeah, no, they didn't drive them in. Thankfully,
I remember the first day I was there. Well, we lived upstairs of the bar, and I came downstairs and there was tire marks around the pool table because the pool table was at the far end of the bar. So I asked my partner. I said, "What went on last night?" And just nonchalantly, he said, "Oh, they just had the motorcycle in here and they were just doing circles around the bar or the pool table." I said, "What?" Wow. And sure enough, very next day while I was in there,
you could probably smell the exhaust because I can't imagine the motorcycles inside. I hope you had the windows open.
No, we did not.
Wow.
And we had, my partner was a farmer, so then they raised pigs. So we would have a pig every year, and we would keep it he would buy an old car, and we just kept it in the car and fed it dog food.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yes. And one time, well, we butchered the pig, and we saved the blood to make blood sausage.
Oh.
And these two girls came in. They were out of town, and they wanted a Bloody Mary. Well, my partner actually made it with the pig's blood.
No.
And never told them about it. And they took a sip of it, and there was a couple of people laughing in there, and they said, "Why are you laughing?" And they said, "Well, you know what you're drinking?" "Yeah, we're drinking a Bloody Mary." And he said, "Yeah, but it's made with pig's blood." And they
probably didn't believe it.
They spit that out so fast.
I bet. So they did believe it. I wouldn't believe if somebody told me that. I wouldn't believe it. I don't know.
A lot of stuff that happened, you had to be there because if you told somebody about it, they wouldn't believe it at all.
Right.
We actually, our bar, I mean, we were a small town of like 1,200 people. And there were 10 bars in our town. And
that's a lot for that's a lot.
It is. And every bar had a good business. We had the best. We sold the most beer in the whole county. And it was just unbelievable. We would have to have the guys who ran the jukebox and that come down instead of once a week, twice a week, because the pool table wouldn't take no more money because so many people put quarters in there back in the day.
Right. Yep.
And same with the jukebox. And then we gambled a lot back then, shaking dice, playing poker and that. And it was 6 o'clock on Sunday nights. We shut down the pool table and we all gambled, all shook dice.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
But
we're not allowed to do that, unfortunately.
yeah,
laws.
like I say, anything went, but we never
Yeah.
harmed nobody at all.
Right.
Just good-natured fun. I mean, the guys would be outside. We would have demolition derbies outside. Guys would get out in their cars and decide to smash into each other.
Wow. Oh my God. I bet you everybody's glad there's no cell phones with video cameras back then,
Well, I said we would probably be millionaires if we would have had them back then.
Yeah, you might have been.
If we would have put some of the stuff that happened out on whatever YouTube or whatever, because it was crazy. It was just crazy. But it was it was in the early 80s. And it was just a fun time.
Yeah. It's a different time back then.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine who would, if I could get him on here, he's got stories to tell.
Yeah.
Because he was involved in almost all of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does anybody have pictures? Anybody have pictures of anything?
The only picture we got is of us sitting outside of the bar. About 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you ever wanted, I could get him on there a year. He could tell you stories for hours on end.
Sure, if he wants to come on.
If maybe one time I can arrange, he's not here right now.
Yeah.
But I could arrange with him and somehow get him on there. You would be shaking your head by the time he was done with the stories.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also take email submissions if anybody wants to send in emails of stories that if you don't feel like coming on, you can always email them in and we can read
he's not much of a computer guy. I don't even think he owns a computer, so if you would tell him what to do on an email, he wouldn't even know. But maybe I'll talk to him, maybe talk to Richard, and somehow we'll get together and I can get him on there.
Okay.
And you would have to have probably a whole day for him to tell his stories because he was involved from day one.
Yeah.
And he was the one that had the snowmobile in there, and also one of the ones with the motorcycles in there. And like I say, they had to go out and down 3 steps, so they actually had to get a running start to get out, so they would just kind of fly over the steps.
Right. Wow.
And it was so common that nobody's ever shocked by it at all. But other than that, I got some stories, but they probably shouldn't be said.
I mean, they can be said if you want them. It's all up to you.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you one, I guess. A guy come back, he actually borrowed my car. And he worked on the railroad, and he came back, he had bought a pound of dope.
Okay.
And this stuff was not bagged up. It was in one of them paper grocery bags.
Okay.
And I said, "What are you going to do with that?" He said, "Well, I'm going to bag it up and sell it." I said, "Oh, okay." And the next day he comes walking in the bar. He says, "Do you have well, 6-packs came in what they called beer flats back then. You probably still have them yet, small things." And he asked if we had one. I said, "Yeah, what are you going to do with that?" He said, "Well, I got to bag up my dope." I said, "Where are you going to do that?" He goes, "Right here." I said, "What? You do it in a bar?" He said, "Yeah. Why not?" I said, "Oh, okay, go at her." So he all day long, he spent there Because back in the day, marijuana was there was nothing like it is now.
Right.
It was just leaves, and there was no buds. You had to separate the leaves and the seeds from the stems. So he sat there all day long, vaguing the stuff as people were walking in and out. And we had
Must
older
have smelled great
customers.
in there.
Huh?
Must have smelled great in there.
Yeah, it was something else. And these old people were just walking in and looking, and it was just like a normal activity going on.
Oh, okay.
So he sat there all day long and vagued off his marijuana.
Well, huh. I guess he had no place else to do it, huh?
I don't know. I guess he wanted to just sit and visit with everybody and have a beer while he was working.
Oh, okay. I've had somebody roll a joint at the bar before, but you know.
Yeah, we used to catch him smoking in the bathroom all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could smoke cigarettes in bars back then. You can't now. Well, you can't here. I don't know if you can there.
Right. No. Yeah, you could back in the day there. You could
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes and that, but yeah. So, like I say, it was just a no holds barred thing that went on.
Sounds like it. I hope you made lots of tips.
Huh?
I hope you made lots of tips back then.
Actually, no, nobody tipped back in them days.
Oh wow.
There was no tipping. Every once in a while somebody would buy you a beer.
Oh.
And that was it. You would maybe get that was 47 years ago. So that tipping wasn't even thought of back then.
Wow.
Like it is now.
Yeah.
No, we got one or two beers. That was it.
No. That's terrible. But you were the owner, so I mean, you know.
Right.
I know people don't tip nowadays. People don't tip the owners. I don't know.
Then we cashed checks. We cashed more checks from there was a mill of business in town, and we cashed more checks than what the bank did at the time.
Wow. Wow.
And that was our way of keeping people in the bar then.
Oh, I bet. They would just cash their check and drink it, right?
There were people sometimes that would cash their check on a Friday night, and by Sunday night, they would have no money left at all.
Wow.
They would either drink it away or gamble it away.
Wow. I don't know. It's crazy what people did back then. I mean, people still do it, you know? People still do it.
Yeah.
It's a little harder now because everything costs so much money. You have to have money for bills, you know? You have to have money for groceries.
Right, but back then nobody had really thought of that at all. They just were just out to have fun. Like I say, we were all young and we're all basically single. There was no families involved, you know, so nobody had a care in the world.
So was it just a bar or was it a bar restaurant? Did you have food?
No, just a bar, and we just sold pizzas and, you know, frozen pizzas and
yeah, that's what we do.
And Stewart sandwiches and, you know, all the bar food stuff, like turkey gizzards and all that kind of stuff.
Turkey gizzards. Wow. Okay, that must be a state thing because we don't have that.
Oh, we have turkey gizzard and forkhocks we used to sell a lot of.
I don't even know what that is.
Pickled forkhocks is part of a leg of a pig.
Pickled forkhocks.
Yeah, they would come in a big gallon jug.
Oh, wow.
And people at the end of the night, you know, they get the munchies and that. That's what they would eat.
Huh. Okay. Oh, geez. Well, thanks for coming on, and let us know if you can get your friend to come on and tell
I
some
will.
stories
I will
too.
talk to him.
Um,
And like I say, he got stories that you wouldn't believe. I mean, we've had guys. I remember one guy. He was so drunk, he went to the bathroom and forgot to pull his pants down, but not his underwear. Sat down on the toilet to take a crap.
oh no, no,
Filled his pants and still come back to the bar and still drank.
oh no. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Did somebody ask him to leave?
No, like I say, nobody. It was nobody
Nobody
really.
cared.
Nobody cared. It was just, yeah, well, he just filled his pants and that was,
Oh,
everybody got a big laugh out of it. And he stood right back at the bar and kept drinking.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had some characters back in the day.
I see.
And you didn't know what they were going to do at all.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Wait till Sean hears that one.
Yeah. And another guy, I was sitting I was bartending at the end of the bar talking to him. And I looked down and there was water on the floor. And I thought our cooler busted, and started springing a leak. Here, he had to go to the bathroom. Instead of going to the bathroom, he peed right there.
Oh my God.
And stayed right there and kept on drinking.
Wow. That's dedication.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
wow.
we have guys that could drink 30 beers in a night easily.
Yeah. Wow.
And do
I
it
can
consistently.
I can see why you only did it for a few years.
Yes. I mean, and it was a consistent. They would come in during the day. I mean, we would open at 8:00 in the morning. Because we had these old timers there's like 12 or 13 old timers that would go from bar to bar and have their shot and a beer. So we'd have to be open at 8:00, and they would start drinking at 8:00 and go till 2:30.
Wow.
And like I say, and do it the very next day. Drink 30 beers and I don't know how many shots.
Oof.
And drive home and come back the next day and start all over again.
Wow. Yeah, people don't do that so much anymore.
No.
Not so much.
No.
There's a few,
yeah,
but
this is a consistent.
Only a few.
This was a lot of people. I mean, or drink half a bottle of booze in one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thankful that they don't do that so much anymore.
And like I say, it was nothing to drive home. They thought nothing of it.
Yeah. Nowadays, you can't do that.
No. I think times have changed. Like I say, that was back in it was even before 1980. Or late 70s it was.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for telling your stories.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I hope you can use them.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was quite the interview. Some very interesting stories from David in his 1980s bar as an owner. Said he learned a lot. He learned, most importantly, it's no fun to own a bar.
Yeah. I wish he had some pictures.
Yeah, me too. That'd be great. But David came to us via a message from his son on our Facebook page. So if you want to do the same, shoot us a message on Facebook, and we'll be more than happy to interview and talk to you. We have another one coming up here in a few weeks. another interview we have lined up. I may be lining up an interview. You don't know this yet, but I may be lining up an interview
News to me.
with I'm hoping to talk my cousin into coming on, because
Yeah.
we have a very interesting drinking story from back when we were kids, and
Okay.
I think the what do they call that? The law can no longer prosecute us because
The
the
statute of limitations.
statute of limitations has passed on this.
Wow. That's going to be a good one.
But no, the cops were involved actually. So
Oh.
yeah, it's a really good one.
Well,
But yeah, I'm going to
do
see
you
if I
have
can.
pictures?
We do not. No, unfortunately. But no, that's a great story. And if he can't come on to tell it, I'll just tell it because it's such an epic story.
Okay.
So we'll do that. So let's do random state generator. We're going to pick a random
Okay.
state. We're going to talk about everything we know about that state, unless it's a different state, which I'll just make shit up, and or probably just talk about the wrong state altogether.
We might put it down somewhere else. What
Why
the
the hell not? Tallahassee, Maine. Yeah, I've been there. All right, so I'm clicking a random state generator, and the random state is Louisiana.
We did Louisiana.
Okay, pick another random state. Kansas. Oh, Jesus, I think we did Kansas.
I think we did Kansas too. We did. Yes, we did.
Texas.
We did Texas. I remember talking about Texas. Yep, we did.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. No Kentucky.
All right, Kentucky it is. So, what do you know about Kentucky?
The Derby.
Kentucky Derby. There we go.
That's all I know.
And thanks for coming, everybody. We're done.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Kentucky, I drove through it a few times, but I really haven't stayed there, mostly Paducah, because to drive from where I used to live in Iowa down to Florida, you basically touch Kentucky as you're driving through there. And I mean, it's just like any other state down there. There's really nothing that stands out about it other than the Kentucky Derby. And, but the heat and the humidity from the Gulf, no thanks. I moved from Iowa because of the heat and humidity. It's even worse in Kentucky. So, sorry, Bluegrass State, you can keep it. I'm not moving there.
Kentucky whiskey, do you like that?
Oh yeah, well there is the bourbon thing. Yeah, there is the bourbon thing in the Tennessee whiskey. The Tennessee is Jack Daniel's. Bourbon, yeah, Kentucky bourbon.
There is Kentucky bourbon, right?
Oh yeah.
Am I making that up? No.
No. That's the one good thing that Kentucky has going for it.
Okay.
So yeah, no, move there for the bourbon, I guess.
Yeah, nah, probably not.
All right, so weird liquor laws. Kentucky state law prohibits anyone under 21 from sending a gift of alcohol to anyone in Kentucky, even if the recipient is over 21 years old. The penalty for doing so can be prison for up to 5 years.
Oh, shit.
That's even if it's a bottle of Kentucky's finest bourbon. So there you go.
So anybody under 18 can't purchase it, or under 21 can't purchase it anyway.
Right.
So,
Right.
But that seems a little steep penalty for prison for 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It does. Okay, so that's that. So I got a quote, and then I'm going to spring something on you, and that I'd like to close the show with. I'll send it to you so you can add it onto the show.
Okay.
All right, so the quote is first, never lie. This is from Alex Hitch. Never lie, steal, cheat, or drink. But if you must lie, lie in the arms of the one you love. If you must steal, steal away from bad company. If you must cheat, cheat death. And if you must drink, drink in the moments that take your breath away. Thank you, Alex Hitch. So there you go.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Let's do a quick Google.
That's a good quote, though.
It is a great quote. Oh, it's from a movie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The movie is called Hitch, so he's a character in the
Hitch.
movie.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like
Hitch.
it's maybe Will
Smith is
Smith?
in that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Hitch.
Okay.
So that's the movie where they're trying to hook people up with. I think. I don't remember.
I think
I'm
so.
gonna stop now before I start calling.
I think that's the one, though.
So I stop calling Washington, Oregon again. So, all right. So you don't know this, but I have joined a band.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a band.
A rock
And
band?
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
80s
cool.
metal. Yeah. And they were like, hey, so when I was trying out for the band, they were like, so what do you do? I was like, well, I got this podcast, and told them about the podcast. And so they were like, oh, I'm going to go listen to it. And they listened to the podcast, and they said,
Yeah.
okay, I totally have an idea for a song. So then they wrote the song, and we practiced it, and I got it recorded.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll have to listen for me. I play the electric zither, so it's very deep in the background, but it's like the dulcimer, only it's a zither. So the electric zither. It's way in
It's
the
like
background.
electronic music?
No, it's 80s metal.
No?
No,
Okay.
80s metal. So
And you kept this a secret from me?
yeah. But I'll send you the song. I'll send you the song they wrote, and
All right.
and that we did, and we can close out the show with that if you don't mind.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, there we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so our sponsor. Check this out. Right.
Yes.
So our sponsor is Dubby. Dubby. What is Dubby? www. What is Dubby? Dubby is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics. Now I'm like, all right, what the hell is a nootropic? So I did a little research. Nootropics are basically brain enhancers. So
Yes.
they help you think and thought process. You would know this. You're a freaking pharmacist, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what a nootropic is, but it's a brain enhancer. So a W is formulated for anyone who wants to focus without jitters or a crash. They have powder or liquid form, similar to like an energy drink. But unlike other energy drinks, W prides themselves on actually developing a clean energy formula that doesn't have any fillers and no maltodextrin and no artificial colors. So if that's something that concerns you, W is free of all those things. And they go from gamers to gym junkies to entrepreneurs. W is something, it's for anyone who wants to be better, more alert.
Forgot to mention to podcasters.
Yeah. More alert, more energy.
I did order it.
Good focus. I'm going to order some this weekend.
I ordered some. I didn't get it yet, but I ordered it.
How do I get my W? You find a link to W in the show's notes, and also on our Facebook page. It's on our Facebook wall. So we do have a specific link for the show, so use that. But it's W, and that's our sponsor. So cool. Thank you, everybody, for making it so that we can get a sponsor. So
I will put it on the website too, on our website.
So if you want to be really cool like David, you can send us an email at talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com and tell us about your story, or if you want to do a recording like David and Tony did, or talesofasmalltownbartender.com is our website. And then if you want to put some gas in the show's tank, there's buymeacoffee.com/toastb. Tales of a Small Town Bartender, Toast B. Of course, we have our YouTube, so we have everything going on everywhere. We're hip, we're happening.
We are everywhere.
We are everywhere. But really, that's all I have. So I'm gonna let you say our exit line, and then you're welcome to listen to my band.
Okay, I'm Tony.
I'm Sean.
Be good to each other.
Well, Tony and Sean got a podcast show tells of a small town bartender, don't you know? Tony tells stories about the drinks and the crowd, but Sean keeps talking, he's just way too loud. Oh, Sean, won't you hush just a little bit? Tony's got tales, but you just won't quit. We tune in for the gossip and the barroom cheer. Sean keeps yapping in our ear. Tony's got tales of the bar's late night fights. Sean's talking about